September's Mythic banner is coming very soon. As usual, these banners have an 8% 5-star focus rate, and the non-focus rate is set to 0% at all times. We'll be talking about all the units on the banner briefly, including what fun skills you can inherit. We also have a brand new Mythic Hero. This month we have Mythic Ótr from the Book 5 story. He's done his part in the story, so now he will be a summonable unit. He did receive some changes, so be aware of that when facing him from now on. Ótr will be an Anima Mythic Hero, so he's on defense, and he boosts defense for Anima Blessed allies. I believe he will be the second Anima option for the extra team slot as well. Like in the story, Ótr will be an ex-Cavalier, and we did see his stats in the trailer. Assuming no changes, he'll have 41 HP, 41 attack, 17 speed, 40 defense, and 35 resistance. This does match up with his data mined enemy stats, so I believe they should be final. As you can see, Ótr will be another Cavalier that min-maxes for low speed. He basically beats out Duso in each stat, so if you want a comparison for that. In terms of old skills, they really made Ótr tempting to summon. He'll be the second unit with Flow Refresh, which is a Cavalry and Flyer melee skill, which grants the offensive portion of no follow-up and heals 10 HP after initiations. A lot of recent units have just been adding no follow-up into their unique weapons though, but it's still a valuable tool for other offensive units. For his other skill, Ótr has attack and defense menace, and menace skills have been the hot new rage this year. They apply -6 debuffs to the closest foes within 4 spaces, and will buff the user as well. If you can land them, they are deadly and annoying. For his unique X, this is where Ótr got some changes. The Auto-Lofnheiðr is basically a new weapon, but it keeps the most of the auto effects from his original form. It grants +3 attack, which would bring Ótr up to a healthy 60 total attack. It also enables Kanto 3 for the first 4 turns, just like Reagan. Now, if Ótr initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, he gains +6 attack, he inflicts -6 attack on the foe, and he makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. Previously, this weapon prevented a follow-up instead, but they've changed it out, so Ótr will be a bit more offensive in nature rather than trying to tank it out. Unfortunately, slow tanky calves still don't really have many great skill options, which is why the main popular tanky archetype has followed the Duso route of just having no speed to max out other stats. Ótr basically has a similar weapon to Duso with more damage, an attack debuff, and a follow-up attack, not unlike what Legend Ephraim got for his Refine. Instead of the follow-up prevention, Ótr now has to rely on pure stat tanking, but he is much more deadly, and that's a nice bonus, especially for a Kanto user. Now for his unique skill, Ótr gets a unique special like Reagan. Brutal Shell is a 3-cooldown special that pre-charges itself on turn 1. It basically is just Luna and cuts the foe's defense or res in half for that moment. Like Reagan's special, this is nice for a strong first hit initiation, but besides that, it is just Luna. For his new inheritable skill, Ótr will bring Green Dual Cavalry 4. Green Cavaliers get their updated arena score increasing skill, and it does add some extra stats on the side. For Ótr, because he is a Mythic Hero, he only gets a boost up to 175 PST, but he already was at 174. In essence, kinda useless, but hey, they need to get these skills out for Ótr units somehow. Some examples include Celica, who is quite versatile, especially against some of the crazy water season units out there. Then you got Gunthra, who has become incredibly strong thanks to her Refine plus remix buffs. Honestly, she's just nice to have around for her crazy debuffing B skill. Overall, Ótr is kinda just there. He's a nice addition to the ex-Cavalry pool and joins Pirate Veronica and Xander in a similar playstyle. Having Kanto 3 is always great, but it's only for the first 4 turns. On defense, that can be a bit awkward since the attacker could potentially just stall you out. You probably don't want to let that happen. Additionally, as a defense unit, Ótr did lose one of his survivability tools, so he's sort of depending on his offense to carry. Like with Duso type cavalry units, he will be decently sturdy, and with Flow Refresh, he can bypass Warrior Fighter type skills. He's not fast though, so no follow-up is still gonna mess him up. Attack and defense menace obviously synergizes with the attack range of the melee Cavalier, so if he does land it, then that's great. Ótr can initiate, get his double attack off, and then retreat with Kanto 3. Fun stuff, but again, nothing too surprising, especially with how this year has gone. His unique special is fine, but it's not that crazy. I think a unique passive would have been more interesting, or maybe if they had added something else on top of Luna. Damage reduction is for sure something to worry about, especially against dodge users. All in all, not too sure if Ótr will be making a huge splash. He does offer an alternative to Saros for those that want the extra defense team slot. In PvE general content, he should be fine. You could just slap on low attack and defense, grab more defense and res skills, maybe spice it up with distant counter, and you basically have a green Duso. Moving on, we have 11 other heroes on this mythic banner. For the red group, we got Altina, legendary Eliwood, and the Shadows of Valentia version of Palla. For blue, we have legendary Chrom, Marianne, and Zeke. Green has Ótr, legendary Byleth's return, and legendary Celica. Then there's Colorless with the all-star cast for each movement type. You got legendary Claude, legendary Leif, and Shinon. Starting with Mythic Altina, she's a slow sword flyer, but Ragnar Nalande gives her distant counter with dual phase brave attacks. Her twin blade special boosts damage based on her res stat and ignores damage reduction skills. Honestly surprised we haven't seen more units get this effect. When a share is chosen, Altina ignores flyer thickness, and she gets attack and defense solo, which can also proc next to dragons or beast allies. Her only inheritable skill worth grabbing is attack and defense oath, which is only on Altina currently. Next we have legendary Eliwood. This Eliwood's a sword cavalier who can provide the bonus doubler status to the highest attack ally. His Vision of Arcadia's C skill also grants +6 attack and defense to the highest attack ally, but you need a dragon or beast unit on your team. Eliwood then has rally speed and res plus to fully buff up one unit, and with bonus W you can get one scary unit on the field. If you want inheritable skills, in addition to the dual rally, you can get death blow 4 or chill attack. Last, we have the SOV Echoes. Palla, she's a sword flyer built like Altina. Her Lady Blade also has dual phase brave attacks, but instead of distant counter, Palla gets adaptive damage and Kanto 2. Pretty scary combo on a 42 base attack unit. Palla even has attack and res rain for extra res debuffs. A bit strange on a physical damage sword unit, but works because of adaptive damage to hopefully get past super high defense units. Palla then has some other fun skills like rally attack and defense plus, and the tier 4 red dual flying A skill. Red has some interesting units, but not the largest selection of skills. For blue, we start legendary Chrom, a blue infantry archer. This annoying unit has a ton of attack, and his bow is effective against armor units, plus against full HP foes, Chrom nullifies any debuffs on him, and he inflicts -6 attack and defense on the foe. His 2 change fate assist skill lets him reposition an ally, then gives himself a +6 attack buff, and lets Chrom move again. Very annoying mechanic. To be extra annoying, Chrom then has low attack and defense, and browse defense and res for more stats. He then has close counter to mess with melee units as well. He's a very strong unit. Next up we have Marianne. She's a blue infantry mage with lots of attack and resistance and low defense. Icy Fin Bolvator inflicts attack and res debuffs, and if Marianne is near a cavalry or flying ally, she can make a follow-up attack plus heal 5 HP on hit. To boost her attack and defense debuffs, she has low attack and res, and then joint drive res for extra magic protection. If you want the tier 4 dual blue infantry A skill for arena, then Marianne can also provide that. Last up is Zeke, who is a Lance Cavalier. He's another Dussel type unit with no speed but solid attack, defense, and res. Holy Gradivis has distant counter, and if Zeke has more than 25% HP, he makes a follow-up attack. Zeke then comes with 3 fantastic passives to inherit. He has attack and defense catch 4, which is very nice for Cavs and Flyers. He has low attack and defense, and is the only unit with defense and res menace. Basically, Zeke is here for those that don't care about Elfric, since he has threat and defense and res too. Overall, blue has some amazing skills to borrow. We got 3 low B skills, flips counter, a catch skill, and even a menace skill. Moving on to green, we start with Mythic Ótr. Nothing much else to discuss, but Ótr has amazing skills to inherit. Obviously, the menace skill is the most versatile for any unit, but flow refresh is still quite new. And obviously, if you want that green cavalry dual A skill, then you need Ótr. In his return, we got legendary Byleth. This Byleth is a green infantry mage with pretty good attack and speed. His Professor attacks accelerates specials and grants +5 to all stats. If Byleth outspeeds the foe, he also gets no follow-up, and Byleth can pass no follow-up to nearby allies as well. They will need to still outspeed the enemy to get it though. Now, Sublime Heaven is his unique special, which boosts Byleth's damage by 25% of his attack stat. If you're against a dragon or beast foe, that goes up to 50% of his attack stat, and Sublime Heaven ignores damage reduction skills. Very nice to have, and Byleth precharges it with every player phase thanks to Time's Pulse. He also has low attack and res for extra damage potential, and he has attack and defense ideal 4 for the big attack and defense boost. Ideal skills are ideal with units who self-buff themselves, but you need 100% HP for the full effect. Last up is legendary Celica. Celica is another speedy green infantry mage, and her Saintly Seraphim deals extra damage equal to 25% of the foe's res stat. She then has Soul Zofia, which combines Desperation 3 with no follow-up 3. It's a strong combo, but Celica's main issue is getting into Desperation range safely. She does have Swift Sparrow 3 and Attack and Speed Oath for tons of stats, but she has no defensive help, so be careful. In general, not a bad time to go for Ótr if you really want him. Legendary Byleth is a lot of fun, and Celica can be scary with her tome. We also got some nice skills all around. Last up, the Colorless group is filled with top tier archers, starting off as legendary Claude. He's a flying archer with great offensive stats. Fail Not gives Claude faster specials, plus 5 tall stats, and no follow up. It's a great all around weapon. Fallen Star does take the show though, since when initiating, Claude gets 80% damage reduction on first hits, and after combat he applies AoE gravity, which gets plus he gets the Fallen Star status. Basically this gives Claude 80% damage reduction again for the enemy phase, so he's super annoying to take down. Not to mention gravity slows grouped up teams. For skills, Claude's then gonna have attack and speed catch 4, which is top tier, and speed and defense rain is also great for offensive flyers. Fantastic unit all around. Joining next is legendary Leif, who's a cavalry archer. Now this Leif is not like the recent Crusader Harmonic Leif plus Self. Harmonic Leif is a speed demon, while legendary Leif is kinda slow. Meister Bogan is a dual phase brave bow though, and in the player's hands, Leif also prevents a follow-up attack. He has Norn Zeal, which is a Gilforce type special, but Leif can only move one space. He then has S Strength for the full heal plus -1 cooldown to start each match. If you want inheritable skills, Leif has attack and rest push 4 and defense smoke. In general though, he's a great cavalry archer to have in your barracks. Last up is Shinon, who I think is here because of the next voting gauntlet. Shinon is a staple banner filler because he's an amazing infantry archer with god tier fodder. Really tough choice to make between those. The double bow gives accelerated specials, plus 5 tall stats, and close counter, but only if Shinon is alone. He's also no longer the only Deadeye wielder, but it's still an incredibly rare special and gives that all-important damage reduction nullification ability for archers. For passives, Shinon has attack defense solo 4, low attack and speed, and times pulse. Absolutely amazing unit with crazy skills to fodder. You just can't go wrong with having Shinon around. To be honest, the Colorless group may be the craziest one here. Leif's lacking a bit in skill choice, but he's such a great unit regardless. Overall, kind of an unsurprising mythic banner. We're coming up on the end of book 5, so expect more Fae characters, well, at least probably Fafnir. As a reminder, we do have the Legendary Remix banner still in effect, which does have some sparkable units. Our next banner should also be Halloween, I believe, if you want some fun seasonal characters. Do let me know your thoughts on Ótr and the banner. Coming up next, as I have mentioned on Twitter, I am working on a video to showcase my characters and progress in Genshin Impact because it's been a whole year since the game's launched. I don't really share my units on this channel, so if you're really interested, then that's the video you'll want to see. I also want to test out my plus 10 OGF run with the new Flame Sigma Refine against Ótr and the other legendary / mythic battle maps. So far, it's been pretty impressive. Don't think you can take out Ótr alone, but we'll see. Alright, that's all I got for now. Good luck if you are summoning, and I'll see you in the next video.